Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory Srila Prabhupada. I hope you all are well. Welcome you all to His Holy Chandramauli Maharaj's daily Zoom discussion and class. And Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. So nice to see your smile, Maharaj. It's always makes my day. You should unmute yourself so that we can hear it as well.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my volume is very low. I've increased it now. So today, Maharaj, as I've been told that you're continuing the Ayurveda part 2, optimizing the health. I think so.
Ayurveda will be part of my presentation, but the actual topic is health in general.
Okay.
So I'll take from Srila Prabhupada's statements and we'll explore different areas of principles that Ayurvedic suggested we follow for developing optimum health.
Okay. Over to you, Maharaj, then. Thank you. If there is anything for me to share, please let me know.
You could share this verse.
Okay.
It's from the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 16.
Just give me a second. I'm opening the database. It wasn't.
We're going to start with some general principles, then move into more specific Ayurvedic things.
Yes, Maharaj. 6.16.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a second.
She looks like this lost gopi, you know.
I'm like this because I'm laughing at this.
I'm not sure about the gopi, but I'm definitely lost.
Gopi is there also, which makes it humorous. Okay, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nadyas natas tu yogosti. Najakantam anasnataha. Nachati swapnasilasya. Jagrato naivacharjuna. There is no possibility of one becoming a yogi or Arjuna if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. Okay, so here I'm going to read from other parts, which is complementary to this purport and not from the purport itself. A yogi maintains balanced routine, neither eating sleep too much nor sleeping too little, eating too much, eating too little, or sleeping too little. Balance is the way of human, what we say, success in terms of everything we do. To regulate is important, and it's also very powerful in developing our basic human needs. But most people, these sound like physical needs, but there's something else that is engaged in this particular point, and that is emotional needs. When you regulate your intake of both eating and sleeping accordingly, you regulate your emotions also. And harmonizing your eating and sleeping helps you enhance the mode of goodness. And the energy that encourages activities lowers are found that the energy that encourages activities and the energy that destroys activities in the lower modes of ignorance. Although Krishna in this verse is mentioning regulations of food and sleep, he's also obviously referring to all aspects of life, such as how much time you spend on your phone, your cell phone. So emotional well-being is actually what we say the outcome of regulation of all activities. Regulation is as soon as it starts leaning towards regulate as soon as it starts leaning towards excessiveness. When you see excessiveness in your activities, try to rebalance. Only a state of balance helps achieve optimum human body and mind function, and not extreme indulgence or severe deprivation. And establish a routine means bringing everything into a state of balance. You have to understand we're using this word over and over again, balance. Balance means human success. Balancing emotions helps to get a better grip on our moods. And getting a better grip on the mood helps to focus on our priorities, which is, in this case, Krishna consciousness. Okay? So there's some points in relationship to eating and sleeping. It helps to develop proper emotions. And when emotions are balanced, then life is, you can regulate your activities and direct your activities towards your priorities and not be swayed or interfered by wrong emotions, high emotions, or no emotions. Emotions are part of our physical makeup. They're on the subtle level, but they are exasperated or enhanced by proper activities on the physical level. Okay? That's one thing to think about. So now we'll go a little bit into Ayurveda. The basis of Ayurveda is to balance the psychophysical nature of the living being. So everything they do is in line with their nature and according to how best they can operate in this material world, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and ultimately spiritually. Good health is necessary in order to support our activities in this material world. Otherwise, if our health is impaired, not only do we waste time trying to bring health back, but we struggle with our day-to-day activities, and we minimize the quality. So Srila Prabhupada, as we mentioned before many times, although he would write letters to his devotees on very strong philosophical and spiritual principles, he would always end his letters, always, hoping this meets you in the best of health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Prabhupada was a pharmacist. He knew a lot about medicine. It was his profession before he actually took up his role as the Acharya, spreading Krishna consciousness around the world. Prabhupada knew a lot about health, and he interjected it many times, both in his lectures and in his writings also. And he also talked about his own personal health, how Ayurvedic medicine was one of the main factors, or Ayurvedic, I might say Ayurvedic regimen was one of the main factors by which he was able to extend his life in this world to do the work that he did. Because we know that Prabhupada had 3 heart attacks. The third one was actually the one that was meant for him to leave the world. His time was up. But Krishna somehow or other stepped in and made things different and gave him, Prabhupada said he gave me 10 more years, but Prabhupada talks about the things that he did and that was his morning walk, his walking, his massages, and his Ayurvedic medicines, or his Ayurvedic regimen, you might say. Now, Ayurvedic works on two principles for keeping good balance in the body, and that is digestion and elimination of toxins. Digestion is essential. If your digestion is strong, then your health is generally good. Because food nourishes the body. And when digestion is weak, we don't get the full benefits of the food. And a lot of the food that could have been used to nourish the body turns into a waste and is eliminated through the waste system. And then we lose it. And so digestion is understood, just like when you go to an Ayurvedic physician, he checks your pulse, and based on the reading of the pulse, he can tell the level, the quality, the speed of your digestion, and how good it is or how weak it is. So yeah, digestion is important. So eating facilitates our digestion. Therefore, according to one's psychophysical nature, aligning itself with the Ayurvedic principles, that is, we have different natures, Vata, Pitta, and Kalpa, or a combination of these three in different pairs. So there's actually about 5 to 6 different natures. I would suggest, if devotees are serious about improving the quality of their health, they go see a qualified Ayurvedic physician and find out their constitutional nature, and also get a diet that will align themselves accordingly, because diet is one of the main principles in keeping good health in Ayurvedic. We eat a lot of things we don't really that is not beneficial for us generally. We eat because of taste, but taste is not the means for always for good health. Because food should taste good, but all food can taste good if it's prepared properly, and it aligns itself accordingly with our psychophysical nature. And then we have here what is called two things: taste and how taste manifests itself after we take it. And so there are 6 tastes: sweet, salty, sour, pungent, bitter, and astringent. And there's a thing called vipaka. Vipaka actually means the results of eating these. So sweet manifests as sweet, salty manifests as sweet, sour manifests as sour, pungent manifests as a result as pungent, bitter also comes into pungent, astringent also comes into pungent. So you can see the main 4 are sweet, sour, sweet, sour, and pungent, actually. Main 3, like that. Some suggestions for good eating habits. Good eating habits helps us to digest food easily. And there's a lot of things we can do to make sure that we get the maximum amount of benefit from eating. One should not eat again before the last meal has been completely digested. Undigested food in the digestive tract can be ascertained by checking the tongue, the feces, and the urine. And that can, if the tongue is thickly coated, that is a sign of accumulations of toxins in the digestive tract. So check your tongue in the morning. And you should also clean your tongue with a tongue scraper before you take anything in, including water. Urine should be beer colored, turbid, dark colored, foul smelling urine, and feces full of undigested foods and other signs of toxins in the digestive tract. So these are some things we can look for to see if we're actually getting the benefits of food. When there are signs of indigestions, including lack of appetite, then you get heaviness of limb, lack of appetite. Then one should fast for a meal or even for a day to get the digestive principles back on track. Never eat when you're angry, depressed, bored, or otherwise emotionally unstable. That will affect the quality of your eating and bring the quality down. And it would also will also make it difficult for digestion. Okay, one should eat in a clean, peaceful, pleasant atmosphere so that one will might not be distracted in the meditation of eating. So the example is Srila Prabhupada. He was what we say, the ideal example. I visited one place where Prabhupada spent much time in America, which was the Los Angeles Temple, and they showed me where Prabhupada used to take his lunch. And he would sit on a chair with a table facing the wall, and he wouldn't see anything but the food. And he would simply meditate that here comes Krishna in the form of foodstuff. Taking prasadam is a sacred act. It's not simply putting food into the body for nourishment or for taste. It's actually welcoming Krishna in the food of transcendent in the form of transcendental foodstuffs, by which that's why we say we don't eat prasadam, we honor prasadam because we're accepting Krishna in that form. So therefore, peaceful, clean environment free from distractions allows one to maximize the quality of eating, both for the taste and for the benefit that you get from eating. Eating is very important. Sometimes we sit with friends and we start gabbing and talking. We don't even chew our food properly because we're talking at the same time. Um, if you are sitting with a group of people and you're eating, best to start off in a very quiet atmosphere, and towards you get the end of the meal, then you can start talking, but never at the beginning or even in the middle. Better to just to absorb yourself in the process of eating. And then you can actually tune into the taste of the food more carefully and more, what we say, uh, uh, spiritually also. You can taste the food. When you are talking or distracted while you're eating, but you're not really tasting the food as the food is really meant to be tasted. You're getting something, but not the full benefit. Before eating, if you can do it, take a shower. If you can't, at least wash your hands, face, and feet. That's what it says. Okay, that's according. We may not wash our feet in certain cases, but should rinse your face, and you should at least wash your hands thoroughly with some kind of cleansing agent, such as soap. Washing our hands is not just running our hands under some water. Take some soap, rub the outside, rub the inside, swish the soap around, massage the fingers with the soap, and then rinse it off. And you'll not see, but you'll experience that your hands are on another level of cleanliness that you had never experienced before. So one should Prabhupada chastised his devotees for not washing their hands before meals. He said it in a very interesting way. He said, you want to learn about spontaneous devotional service, but you don't even wash your hands before dinner. So it was a criticism for thinking we're so advanced, but at the same time, we neglect the basic needs in life. But I was Prabhupada. Concentrate on eating and chewing the food. Food that is not chewed will not be digested and will result in toxic accumulation in the digestive tract. That will eventually enter into the vital organs and can cause chronic diseases. Talking should be avoided while eating so that you can chew the food properly and concentrate on the food's taste. Taste of food contains prana, and thus energizes the body and mind, and also provides clues as to the digestive juices needed for proper digestion. Yeah. So when you're actually meditating and eating and tasting your food, you activate these digestive juices that are in line with the food that you're eating, because different foods make different digestive juices. Too much talking also tends to mix excessive air with the food and thus increases the likelihood of poor digestion. And then when you're done eating, you don't feel satisfied. You should feel happy and satisfied after you finish your meal. If you haven't, something in either the food itself or the way you accepted the food was not in the right mood. Eat with people you know and trust. Don't eat with anybody. Eat with appreciation and gratitude. Before you eat, it is best if your right nostril is functioning properly. This is in turn will enhance the functioning of the digestive system, and you can check that by checking your breathing. If you have weak digestive fire, some people do have that, then chew some sliced ginger, sprinkle some salt and lemon on it, fresh lemon especially. Salt is optional. When possible, eat with your hands. Digestion starts in the hands. As soon as you pick it up with your hands, you're actually activating the digestive system. Certain foods, like soups, you can't eat with your hands, obviously. But whatever foods you can eat with your hands, it is better for digestion. Much better. The hands sense the heat of the food and give subtle clues to the brain, and then that adds to the digestion. For after eating, it's recommended that you take something to help digest. Just like we have some chorna. I take some chorna after meals. It's 100 ml of water mixed with this powder, and I mix it. And then as soon as I finish, I can feel that the digestion is being aided by this powder. Those with weak digestion can use non-fat yogurt. In other words, you can mix yogurt and water together to help digest. That's also here. Now, Krishna also talks about this. After the meal, you should take a short walk. Don't sit at the table after you finish. And Krishna told this to Yudhisthira Maharaj. He said, after food, 100 steps. So at least take 100 steps. Rinse your eyes with water and cool down the fire in the eyes that comes when the eyes connection with the digestive fire in the system. So the eyes actually become irritated sometimes by the digestive fire. You can cool it down by putting water on your eyes. Avoid any other activity when you're eating, such as reading. I listen to Srila Prabhupada when I eat. Not kirtan, but Prabhupada's lectures. It's good like that. If you have to talk with people, talk about something light, not something controversial, or something that will arouse emotional moods. And there are so many more things that you can talk about in terms of eating. Yeah. So the balance of these doshas, kapha, pitta, vata, is the health of the body. When the doshas get too much out of line, they start to overlap, And then you're in a dangerous position. You could actually get chronic diseases or even be in life-threatening situations. And it's not what you eat that counts, it's what you digest that counts. This is very important to understand also. Especially when you get elderly, your digestive system will be a little bit weak. Again, you can use some ginger with some lemon at the beginning. In some cases, add some salt. And it says here's some more points. We're talking about eating, this particular presentation. There's many things about sleeping also is very much connected to the process of eating. When we don't eat too much or too little, and we can regulate our sleeping to the minimum or maximum amount of time that we need for sleeping. We should not eat when we're not hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat. When you're emotionally upset, bored, or after some physical exertion, don't eat right away. Meditate on the food as being coming from Krishna. It's prasadam. Don't go to pass stool after you're eating. That is a very bad sign. It indicates poor health. It's all, but it is what we say healthy to pass urine after you eat, but not stool. Don't exercise for at least 1 hour after eating. And it's best not to take rest right after you eat. Wait at least an hour and a half to 2 hours if you're going to rest. You may lay down on your left side for 10 or 15 minutes to enhance digestion after you take your 100 steps. That's good, but don't go to sleep just for enhancing of the digestion. Do not eat heavy at night. This is one of the problems. A lot of people suffer from diabetes because they eat big meals in the evening. Avoid this 100%. This causes glucose to this digestion doesn't perform properly at that time, and then the undigested food turns into glucose, and then you can also get diabetic and become diabetic. Another way to avoid becoming diabetic is to exercise so you can create some perspiration because the skin is a very important part of elimination of toxins. Toxins are let out of the body in three ways: through urine, through passing stool, and through the skin. So when we perspire, it's good. If you sit in air-conditioned rooms, you're not going to perspire. It's not healthy. People in Africa, when they had I read one article in Africa, people in certain places I think it was in Kenya, and many Indians were getting diabetes because they were sitting in air-conditioned offices all day and not doing much exercise, but just sitting in front of this machine called a computer. That's not healthy either. You limit your time on the computer also. Some of us might take up work occupations which require a lot of what we say IT work, but learn how to balance it even while you're doing your job. Don't stay on the computer for more than a half hour. Take a break, you know, drink some water, walk around, do something, and then come back. And don't stay continuously on the computer. It's not good for the eyes. It's not good for the back. It's just not good for the health in general. Too much, But also you can make some provisions to help minimize the deficiencies that come with computerized work. It's a feature of Kali Yuga. Okay. So these are some things. Sleeping, Prabhupada said, sleep between 6 and the maximum 8 hours. He said, if you sleep too much, there will be deficiencies in the body, and the body will become weak from oversleeping. Too little or too much sleep doesn't nourish the body. Sleep is very good for regeneration of all of the organs. When the body is resting, the organs are regenerating and getting rid of toxins, especially the liver. And it's very important to balance your sleeping. Best not to sleep during the day, but if you have to, only sleep a little bit, maybe an hour after lunch or an hour and a half after lunch, but try to avoid sleeping during the day. Of course, if you're elderly, those who are like 70 years old, it's very difficult. It's not natural to sleep in a long sequence. In other words, for an older people to sleep 6 or 7 hours straight is very rare. Generally, they sleep smaller. Srila Prabhupada used to sleep 2 hours at night, and he would rest a little bit after lunch and after breakfast every day. Make up about 4 to 4.5 hours of sleep in 3 different sleep situations. So sleep is very important. Don't stay up late. The best time to take rest is before 10 o'clock, but even that's late. When we were living in an ashram, we would always take rest at 9 and get up early. Getting up early is the best part of the day. It rejuvenizes the energy, and at the same time, it is the best time for spiritual practices, the early morning hours, especially an hour and a half before sunrise. Okay, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur also talks about sleep. Um, Also, don't sleep with lights on. Some people think they have to keep a light on when they sleep. They have these little night lamps. That actually minimizes the mind from resting. So actually, you sleep in a pitch dark room. Avoid these lights. They're not healthy at all. Sometimes you want to do that to keep ghosts away, but you can keep ghosts away by chanting a round or two before you go to sleep and praying to Krishna, keeping a Srimad Bhagavatam nearby like that, and going to sleep in a very peaceful situation. Avoid a lot of tension, emotional upsurges before you take rest. It's not healthy. The mind becomes disturbed and it might start traveling through the subtle arenas at night, and you find yourself going to places you don't want to go to. So always be in a peaceful situation before you take rest at night. Like that. And the best way to do that is chant, or as Prabhupada used to say, take a little warm milk and read some Krishna book. If it's difficult for you to take milk at night, then at least read Krishna book. Maybe take a glass of some nice herbal tea or something, but don't go to sleep in a very disturbed situation. It's not, your sleep will also be like that. Even if you go to sleep, you'll be running around on the dream state. And when you're dreaming, you're not actually resting. You're getting some rest, but not much. You only rest in deep sleep. There are 3 states of consciousness: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. When the mind is at deep sleep, then the body and the mind is getting its sufficient rest. And that rest is nourishing all of the organs. And when you wake up, you feel fresh and energetic. Like that. So sleep and eating are the basic needs of the body, but keep them, Ayurveda speaks a lot about them. I would suggest, if you can get it, this is a book by Prahladananda Swami. It's mostly it's Prabhupada's statements on health, and it's called Hope This Meets You in Good Health. And it's by Prahladananda Maharaj. Um, It's a very interesting book. He talks a lot about Ayurveda in here, also giving articles that he did on Ayurvedic astrology. So many things, statements by Srila Prabhupada on all aspects of life that are related to health. Of course, that includes exercises and walking, and of course, um, our spiritual life, when the spiritual life is good, in other words, when our chanting is good, when our minds are clear, it also allows us to maintain good health. So the quality of our spiritual practice also nourishes our physical body and mind also. Mhm. Okay, these are some things we can consider. There's much more. Ayurveda is a great science, but if you can get this book, it's nice. It's a condensed version of everything that you need to know about keeping good health, what to avoid, what to take on, some hints on how to live your life in the day-to-day thing. Because you might say, well, what does it have to do with Krishna consciousness? It has everything to do with Krishna consciousness, because if our material life is not supporting, and we're not living healthy, free from anxiety and emotional traumas, and then it will impinge upon our practice of devotional service, will make it difficult. So we have to balance our material life in relationship to the activities that we perform in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so these are some things to think about. I mean, there's this subject is very broad like that, but certain things that you can, um, especially in relationship to the intake of food, sleep, and keeping proper moods. If our eating and sleeping is balanced properly, accordingly, then our moods are nice. And when our moods are nice, we can focus easy on Krishna consciousness. Easily. Okay, so we can stop there and see if there's any comments, questions. I did a class 2 days ago on health, and it was so well received that they asked me to do it again. So this was the second one. We can do it from time to time because um, health is important. We all know that, but how to maintain health when we are challenged in the lifestyle we live, especially for those who live in big cities, it's a great challenge on health in all aspects. So we need to know a lot about how to avoid what is being given to us in terms of the day-to-day things that we come in contact with. And so we can protect ourselves from that and balance our life. Life has to be balanced, not too much, not too little. And that's there for in all aspects of life, not just in eating and sleeping, but as Krishna says, even in your daily activities and working, and even in recreation, he says, find the middle path.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Maharaj. It's very, very helpful. I think it was for me, especially. Jai Radha Madhav, Madan Mohan Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare
Dhanwad Pranam. Guru Maharaj, I have a question to ask. Actually, I have two questions about drinking water. Actually, it's a myth. Like sometimes, usually people say that we should not drink water before eating or after eating or between eating. So, what should be the cycle for that? Can you please tell us?
Uh, the correct thing is, if you drink water before eating, you're going to slow down the process of digestion. If you drink water after eating, you're going to do the same thing. So it's recommended to sip water during the meal. Not drink, but sip. Sip aids the digestion also.
Okay, all right. And one more question I have is like, how much gap should we keep between two meals? Like, sometimes I feel hungry all the time actually. So, so I want to check like what should be the time duration between two meals?
Ayurveda gives a really slim thing. It says 2 hours, but others will say more. I try to go from at least between 4.5 to 5 hours between meals.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's
Thank you so
people
much.
who eat very little. If they eat very little, then they can eat more often. But those who eat big meals should allow more time in between.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Dhanvat.
Yeah, so if you feel hungry, sip a little water. That will satisfy your hunger. Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Because a lot of times it's not hunger. It seems like hunger, but it's the desire of the body for water. But it
Okay.
comes out in the form of wanting to eat, but it's not necessary to eat. Just drink some water. And they say you should drink half your weight in water. And usually we drink between 2.5 to 3 liters a day, the most. And the best time for drinking water is after you clean your tongue in the morning. Drink some warm water. Warm water is actually nourishing. Cold water can agitate the body also. Um, so warm water is nice in the morning. You might drink something cooler during the day, but warm water is very beneficial in general. Some doctors say most of our water intake should be before 4 o'clock in the afternoon and take a little bit less water towards the evening.
Thank you, Maharaj. I hope that answers your question, Jai Radha Madan Mohan Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you.
Haven't seen you. I've been
Ma-
here for 2 weeks and you're not around. Where are you?
Actually, I was there on Sunday class, but I had to give classes to the kids. There is a kids school as well, a Sunday little school. So I have to go there and give classes over there for kirtan and mridanga and all. So I'll come
What?
to meet you.
Yeah, I saw you. That's right. I saw you on Sunday. You were
Yeah.
you were also dancing, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Thought
I
so.
was.
Yeah, okay.
I'll come to meet you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I'm here. We're having a 3-day seminar on Srila Prabhupada's books and the importance of reading and studying his books on 28th, 29th, and 30th
Yeah, I'll be
during
there.
during the Bhagavatam class.
Thank you, Prabhu. Maharaj, there is a question from Narsingh Lila Mataji. I'll read that. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. You mentioned the importance of balanced emotions in maintaining health. I came across one verse, if you're willing to share more on this.
Yeah.
How can how can Lord Mukunda's form, even for a moment, appear in the heart of one whose mind is overwhelmed with grief, anger, and other negative emotions? Padma Purana, quoted from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 12115. So Mataji
So
is asking if we can explain this in relation to balancing our emotions.
how can well the Padma Purana says it's making a statement, right? It's saying how can the Lord's uh, um, form appear in the mind when these emotions are there? They can't. But if you're crying out for Krishna, that emotional state is connected with the heart, and that's bhakti. So that way you can you're in a better position to get the darshan of the Lord. My dear Lord, I'm in this material world, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm still trying to make a nice arrangement in a place where there isn't anything to work with. I'm building my sandcastle, and it's always being washed away by the each waves that keeps coming. Yeah, so when we call out to Krishna, my dear Lord, I'm so tired of this material world. I need your shelter. Give me the mercy of your of those who are in need of you. Pray to Krishna. Those emotions are in line with bhakti. Well, when we are in distress because of material life, then those emotions actually push Krishna away. If we turn those distressful emotions that come by way of material life towards Krishna and pray for his um, mercy, his compassion, whatever we need to find shelter at his lotus feet, that's bhakti. Then Krishna can appear in the form of mercy, or you may even appear in your mind in his transcendental form. So the Padma Purana is talking about material deficiencies, not anything spiritual.
Thank you, Rasamila Mataji. Any other questions, devotees? While we're waiting, Maharaj, I have a question about you mentioned about the japa walk, which Prabhupada used to do. And I've been thinking for so long about this, actually. I always chant my round sitting down in the morning. And I'm working from home, so I've got DT service at home. So I don't usually go out except my service at the temple on Sundays. And because of my fixed routine, I'm not able to do any exercise or any walking, and it's very cold here in UK as well. So and japa, every time I just walk in the house only. I go don't go out. And so is it, I'm not sure how do I maintain my health is kind of quite deteriorating because of not having much movement.
Yeah,
And
go to the gym.
gym, okay.
Yeah, there's some devotees, they do that. They go to the gym because they can't do it in the environment they live in.
Yeah, okay.
If you can find a place in your house where you can continually to walk without any interruption, that would be also helpful. But it's not so cold if you bundle up, cover yourself up, and go out for a brisk walk. It's actually good. It energizes the body to go out in a little something that's a little cold.
Okay.
That doesn't hurt, but just stay out as long as you can stay. Walking is important. Prabhupada said walking and my morning walk, my daily massages, and my Ayurvedic medicine gave me 10 more years. He said that. He wrote it.
Really? Yeah.
The body's a machine. It has to be exercised. We get these jobs where we have to sit in the office all day. That's very detrimental to health.
Rajmandal Prabhu and Shloka has mentioned as well that they do indoor walk. Yeah, I might join gym or something because book marathon is coming and I'm a bit getting nervous now that I'm not sure if my body will allow me to do as much as I've always done. So it's getting a bit nervous about it.
You have energy, but you have to awaken that energy by proper regimen.
Yeah.
Body is full of energy. It just gets blocked by a wrong lifestyle.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
So sorry, forgive me for interrupting. Please accept my humble obeisances, Gurudev, for Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, please do reach out to me. I can help you massively with this. Although I do physio with stroke patient, I also do personal training, and I'm very, very good at it. And I'm thinking of like doing something at the manor for the devotees as well. So reach out and I can tailor something for you specifically, which can, as Guru Maharaj just said, you need to start slowly.
Wow, that's brilliant. Thank you so much.
Build up on that and we can do it all from home, okay?
Yes, brilliant. I'll contact you, Prabhu. Thank you after this call.
Okay, Mataji. Over.
Hare
Sorry,
Krishna.
Guru.
That's for anybody in the UK, so.
Yes, yeah. Anyone in UK, please contact.
Absolutely. Do feel that you can contact me. I'm always available. And when it comes to matters like this, with helping devotees and their health, I'm very enthusiastic, extremely enthusiastic, because our health is our wealth. If we're
Yes.
healthy, we can serve Srila Prabhupada. We can help Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. We'll contact you.
Hi, Rajamandala.
Thank you. Anjali Kumari Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances or regards to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, once in the class, you told that we should not trust our feelings. Is it the same with emotions? Should we trust them and obey? And is it emotions are material or transcendental in nature? Can you please explain?
They can be both.
dif-
They can be, if they're directed towards the spiritual realm, they're spiritual. If they're directed towards the mind and senses, they're material. But emotions are part of life. You can't stop emotions. You just have to direct the emotions in the right way. So the Krishna consciousness is about emotion, the emotion of love. And love is the highest form of emotion. And the gopis, they have so much love for Krishna that they don't even think in terms of philosophical understanding of the process. They just love Krishna naturally. So when you come to that stage, that's perfection. But to get to that stage, your emotions have to be guided by proper understanding. In other words, they have to be guided by intelligence. And so Prabhupada would sometimes say, and he also said, I have the mind of an English army officer, and I have the heart of a Bengali mother. So if you know what Bengali mothers are, they're very soft-hearted and very emotional also, but guided by a strong mind. If the mind is weak, then connect with somebody who has a strong mind who can help you. That's why we get married. So we can balance our emotions and our intelligence. Sometimes we need a partner to help us do that. But it can be done by Krishna consciousness alone. So always check your emotions in relationship to what directions they're going in. Another strong emotion is anger. So that has to be checked by intelligence, by the mood of forgiveness, by seeing the consequences before one actually gives way to anger. So these two things should balance intelligence and emotions. If you're just intelligent and you're emotionalist, you're not going to be happy. Your emotions have to be activated but guided by proper intelligence. The intelligence is Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, Krishna. These are guides for our emotions.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. It clarifies a lot between emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anjali Kumari Mataji. Prashvanu Prabhu and Kirtida Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept our Dandavat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. And subject today, the tips which you have given, they are so important and valuable to me because I've been trying to practice. Of course, sometimes sense of taste or taste gratification can shift you from habits that are important to maintain good health. But if you allow, I can share my experience because I'm very much firm believer and dependent on Ayurvedic medication and Ayurvedic treatment. Very briefly, I like to visit a nursing home in Kerala, which is home of Ayurveda, for treatments lasting 3 weeks. And I've been there for skin disorder. And it obviously, as you are very familiar, Guru Maharaj, that treatment is given by massage, diet, and medication. And it has worked. The only problem is coming back home, I try to maintain it through medication, which is based on a pulse reading, which I get it done in UK and get medicines to support what I have benefited in the nursing home. So the habits which you are promoting and which you mentioned are so true. I have turned 81 in November, and health is paramount. There is no shortcut. I try and do, sometimes I deviate, but bring myself back through practice. Only thing I am working hard is on sadhana, and of course health and sadhana go hand in hand for me. The rest I put aside and try to simplify life and work towards Krishna consciousness, go deeper into it. But I thought I have information to share. If anybody would like to speak to me, I would be happy to part with what I do and the knowledge I've gained through Ayurveda. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Thank you very much. That was nice. That was helpful. We have we have a question from Sridevi, who is here personally with me. Go ahead.
Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, this is a very fascinating topic and very relevant and important for our spiritual life also. When you said that emotions and emotional states also impact our food habits and then our health, I was thinking where you said if you have only intelligence but no emotion, they're not going to be very happy. But if you don't control your emotion through intelligence, then also you're going to be subjected to the ups and downs of the material energy. So there's a popular saying, you should not let your heart rule your head. What are your comments on that, Maharaj, Guru Maharaj?
When your heart is connected with Krishna, then it can rule your head. When it's not, then it's gonna, and then Hiranyakashipu is gonna rule your heart. So it says, what does it say in the Christian tradition? Put your heart where your treasure is, and put your treasure in the kingdom of God. Don't put your treasure in a place that can be eaten by moss, corroded by rust, stolen by thieves. Put your treasure in put your heart put your treasure in your heart and bring your heart to Krishna, to God, ultimately. When the heart's connected to God, then the mind will automatically follow. And then you have achieved perfection. Loving Krishna is the actual goal of Krishna consciousness. And it's not simply something that happens, it's something that develops through the activities of bhakti, especially through prayer.
So, just as a follow-up, I have a very emotional nature. What would be the best way for me to not let my emotions overcome my intelligence?
Be with somebody who can balance you out. When you're alone, you're no good. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Bhakti at the hospital.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, and so that's why I said, Shakshi should stay with you to keep you from flying in the air without any wing power. Yeah. No, you do better. You're always good with people.
Yes.
When you're not with people, then you don't.
Yeah.
You just you always go inside in a negative way. It's not good.
No. I need association like anything.
Thank you, Mataji. There is a question, Maharaj, from Abhishek Prabhu in the chat. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glory Srila Prabhupada. As Maharaj, in previous lecture, you mentioned about walking is best exercise. It is better if we do body weight workout at home or just walking. Because some devotees say not to do exercise and some devotees suggest to do some body weight exercise.
You mean like lifting weights,
Yes, yeah.
Lifting weights, you have to keep doing it. If you stop, then all of the muscles just turn into fat and flab. That's all.
He's saying body weight exercise. I'm not sure what is body weight exercises. I know lifting weight, not lifting weight.
Prabhupada talked about doing push-ups,
Okay.
jumping jacks, sitting squats. These are exercise you can do. Yeah. They're good for the body. Not too much, but balance yourself out. They're okay. Especially if you're young. When you're old, walking is better though. Walking is good for everyone, especially in the morning.
Maharaj.
Oh, yeah, we have a question from
Okay.
Shakshi.
How do we maintain consistency following?
How do we
Maintain the consistency?
make a schedule? Our day should be organized and not just you wake up and then you don't know what you're going to do the rest of the day. You should plan your day each day. You can have a regular daily routine, but you can also plan each day as it comes. If you don't if you don't plan, Maya will plan for you. That's for sure. 100%.
Maharaj, I have a related question that how much time we should and how much efforts one should spend in looking after oneself. As in, being full-time grasta, devotee, serving in the temple as well. There are so many responsibilities, services comes that you completely neglect yourself. And you
Well,
sometimes, yeah,
health
sorry.
health should be a balanced part of the day also. The scriptures also say one of the forms of sense gratification is health regulations. So there's people who get addicted to health and all they do is all day trying to keep their health together. And that becomes a form of sense gratification. Do what's necessary. Health is optimized by proper eating, proper exercise, and keeping, and in our case, keeping the mind focused in devotional activity. Devotional activity is also healthy.
Mm.
The activity itself is healthy.
Mm.
Okay.
So one thing related to the diet, Maharaj. I'm sorry, I'm asking so many questions. So when we have deities at home and you really want to feed them something nice, basically, bhoga offering should be nice. So from last few days, like I think few weeks, I started making the millets, healthy
Good.
millets. So, but I feel sorry for Krishna that I'm offering him, boring millets every day. But because if I have meal, like it takes so much energy to digest grains. So we're thinking that we should go for a non-grain diet so that at least you keep some energy rather than digesting. You keep energy for your daily activities. So how
That
do we?
you have to determine yourself. I can't really say anything.
Okay.
But whatever works for keeping optimum health. Millet is one of the miracle foods that's out. If you take millet regularly, especially Cordu millet or foxtail millet are the two best forms of millet on the
Okay.
market, especially cordon millet, I think is.
Pardon?
Yeah, the millet's good for health. There's no question about that.
Okay. Okay.
But giving Krishna millet every day, he might decide, to go someplace else for something to eat. So, give him a little variety. And then if you can't eat the variety because it doesn't fit in your diet, then you could distribute it.
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you. That's very
We
helpful.
offer Krishna here, my deity, I offer him a lot of sweets, but I don't eat the sweets. I just give them away. I may take a little bit, but then again, there's always devotees that come, so we, distribute the prasadam.
Yes. Mm. That's good idea, Maharaj. Thank you.
Leave
Reeti
it.
Mata.
Yeah, thank you, Madhji. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Guru Maharaj, I have a question about these three natures, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So, these natures, everyone, do they form based on our emotional thing or like based on what we eat? Like,
Yeah, I can look at a person and pretty much tell their nature. Mhm. I can even guess your nature right now. Well, most people are a combination of two doses, not just one. You find it very rare that somebody's a one dosha nature. But usually people are Vata Pitta or Pitta Kalpa, like that. Or even Vata Kalpa is kind of rare. If you have a good Kalpa body, it's good for travel. If your body is mostly Vata, you'll experience difficulties when you travel.
we have these natures is based on our emotional thing
You
or
can
Guru?
take a test. You can take a test. There's a test. They ask you about 96 questions. And based on the outcome of the test, it can designate what what is it, body constitution you are. I could guess your constitution right now just by seeing you. Mhm. But I won't because I don't want to say it in public. But So it's easy. You can see a person and you can tell them basically what combination of two or what is more prominent in their nature. Like me, I'm Pitta Kalpa, but I'm more Pitta in the summertime and more Kalpa in the wintertime. So I have to adjust my diet according to the seasons also.
Okay.
So according to the season, I make some adjustment in my diet. Also, that's just in general too. If we eat heavy during the warm season, it's going to be a problem. If you eat a little heavier during the cold season, it won't be a problem. So you balance your food, you balance the type of food according to the season also. So get a test. You can get this book here also gives you a test in how to find out your dosha.
Okay, Gurumaharaj, I'll look for that book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good book. It's by Prahlad Maharaj. Hope to meet you in good health. It's something that Prabhupada always said.
Okay, Gurumaharaj, I'll find that book. Yeah. Thank you very much.
But you can go online and find, what is it called? A constitutional test. They have them. And then there's so many questions and you answer the questions. There's like 3 different answers for each questions, and you just check a box. And then you line up the different answers and you can see what is your dosha or what is your constitutional nature physically.
So will chanting help to balance all these doshas, Guru?
Oh, very much. But you still need food too. That's why we say take prasad.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, yeah. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Today's class is very good. It really helps us for spiritual progress also.
It's necessary. Every once in a while we should revise our understanding of how best we can keep our health. The best way to be healthy is to keep your health and not just fix it when it goes down. Be preventative instead of curative.
Thank you, Rati Mataji. Amritana Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj, I have 2 questions. The first one is about cow urine. Can we consume small amount of cow urine every day in the morning? Is it advisable?
It has to be distilled though. Yeah, it has to be distilled. And then you can.
Okay.
But you get
And
some. I don't do that, so I don't know too much about it, but get some advice about them. But they do sell cow urine in bottles that is distilled.
Okay. I'll take advice, Guru Maharaj. And another question is, usually the problem related to me is I have a problem with sleeping. I am not a good sleeper, so usually I stretch my hours, or in the daytime it happens that since I have a kid, and in the daytime everything comes in some or the else comes. So usually a constant absorption is not there in whatever, whether a service I'm doing, or whether I'm doing anything art or something like that. But then usually I choose the time in the night time, so that, or in the early morning time, Usually early morning times are reserved for japas, so night time I choose that if I want to do something in a peaceful mood, but then that is again a compromise on my sleep. So what to do in that case, Kumar?
Hmm. I'll send you a couple articles about how to improve sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, it it's also affected by what you do just before you go to sleep. So always go to sleep in a very, when we say, peaceful mindset. That's why we say read Krishna book, slow down, don't deal with controversy. I won't meet people in the evening sometimes because then it becomes difficult later. If I have to meet people, I would meet people during the day and not in the evening. Late evening anyway. Early evening is okay.
Mhm. So usually, Guru Maharaj, the backdrop services and some art related service I do, the night time is not advisable to do that, or
Because you have a very active mind. You're Pitta Vata, that's your constitution. And your Pitta is very strong.
yes, Guru Maharaj.
And
Okay.
so, yeah, that'll also keep you awake if it's not what we say, controlled or organized properly. So that's why you can be very creative at that time. Maybe because you're away from everybody else at the same time, you can focus also. Better if you get your own little art studio where you can do all of it work there and not have to bring it to the house, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be good. See if you can get a little place, maybe nearby where you could go and just do all your artwork there.
Hmm.
If
Yes,
you
Guru
do it
Maharaj.
at, you better do it at home, it might be distracting. And then you find the evening time is the best because there's less distractions. But that's the
Mhm.
time you should be resting. As I mentioned, try not to take rest any later than 10 o'clock unless you're out preaching or going to some important engagement or something. But
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
as Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, every hour you sleep before midnight is worth 2 hours after midnight. Those people who go to bed after midnight every day, after some time when they get older, they're going to have so many health problems. Sleep is important. I'll read you. I can read something about sleep from this book here. Sleep points. I can find. Let's see if I can find something else. Sleep here. Mm. The difference for sleep. I think it comes under a different category. Let's see. I saw something earlier in the book. Let me see if I can find it. Mhm. The sleeping really is necessary to re-energize the body. Okay, here it says here. This is it says insomniacs. Are you an insomniac? You know what an insomniac is? One who can't sleep.
You're on mute, Mataji.
Okay, got it, Guru Maharaj.
Do you have insomnia?
No, I can sleep when I just lie down, but usually my mind is very active, just for the just to get peace for doing my artwork. So I usually do that at the night time.
Here it says those who have trouble sleeping, it says regular habits of eating, sleeping, massaging the back of the head and neck and the soles of the feet with sesame oil can help. Sesame oil in the summer, mustard oil in winter can help induce sleep. Take a warm bath. Drink a cup of hot milk with 1/2 teaspoon of ghee in the milk. Next one, place 1 or 2 drops of oil in each ear. That would be like olive oil. Meditate on the Supreme Lord and his pastimes can induce peaceful sleep. Like that. And if you can't sleep, just start chanting and then you'll fall asleep. Okay.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
There are certain things you can do. This book is really covers everything. So yeah. Nice little book. Okay.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
We can stop here. We're at we're in almost an hour and a half so far. So we'll go tomorrow. We'll go back to beginning of the 3rd canto and start a routine with Srimad Bhagavatam again. 3rd canto, 1st chapter, 1st verse. And occasionally we'll broach the subject matter of health every once in a while. I think it's important. But I'll send you things about sleep that I find very helpful. One very nice article by one sannyasi.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think you have a problem. I think you're just unregulated. That's all.
Okay, I'll regularize then, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, we can stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your time and
The
association.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Guru Maharaj,
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.